see the best stone finish on a table? Yeah? Follow me, come on, follow me. This little guy is my next collaboration with Cardiff Store, a second-hand furniture shop. The body of the table was in a really good shape, an occasional scratch or two, but other than that, it was in a very good condition. The top, however, madre mia, the top was made of marble, for sure, but it was covered in some sort of hard yellow coating, resin maybe. The point is, it was beyond salvation, well, or at least in my opinion. So I had to come up with a clever idea for the makeover. And that, amigos, took me quite some time. Several months, to be totally honest with you. After a thorough cleaning with a washing up liquid, and disassembling, of course, I gave the table a good scuff sand. As I haven't got a fancy schmancy sander to help me out, I did it all by hand. Which I didn't mind really, as it's quite therapeutic for me. I mean, other people meditate with mantras, thing. And I meditate with the constant buzz of the sander. Call me weird or efficient. As they say, work smarter, not harder. I'm a woman, I can do two things at the same time. So, anyway, I had to disassemble the apron as it was a bit loose. And because I'm me, of course, I had to test if all the hours I spent at the gym were worth anything. And guys, am I the only one out there? Or are there other people doing this? Wait a second.
Everyone looks so beautiful with this filter. And then there's me.
Yeah, Nina will always be Nina. Anyway, so of course, after going all She-Hulk on the apron, I had to clean it, sand it, and glue it back together. I used some clamps to make sure it's nice and sturdy. And I usually use the glue to dry overnight, and this time was no different. A tiny piece of advice to all of you just starting to fix furniture: clean the excess of the glue as soon as you can. This stuff dries harder than wood itself, and cleaning it afterwards, madre mia, believe me, been there, done that. To finish with my prep work, I had to assemble the table, which was pretty easy, I think. 4 bolts, 4 nuts. What could go wrong, right? Well, nothing went wrong. That's a good thing, at least once, nothing went wrong. It's not the usual thing, not the usual thing for me, so... Anyway, by the way, if you have ever wondered why I never use the original sound of my videos, pues, this is one of the reasons why. My street is very busy and loud. And when it's not the traffic, there are other events happening just right outside my window. Here you can have a look at one of the local festivities called Moros y Cristianos. In the meantime, back at my place, lo último in prep work was priming. I always prime my pieces. Why? Because I'm lazy? Como, you could say? Well, as there is a possibility that your paint might not stick, or you can get a bleed through. And, my time is super limited. So I always prime to avoid problems, just in case. As a primer, I usually use Brassiere from Leroy Merlin, but recently I'm leaning more towards the Monto brand. In my very, very, very personal opinion, Monto sticks better to slick surfaces, especially laminate. So that's my go-to primer when dealing with, for example, IKEA furniture. Queridos amigos, Valkyria, better known as Kitty, would like to give you a huge thank you for all your support, especially to Grażynka, Jesus, and Catherine Ann, who via Buy Me a Coffee helped a lot with assuring her well-being. I'm still fostering her in hope to find her a forever home. She's of the age now that she should be neutered, which, because of her being a female, is quite expensive. If you'd like to help out in raising the fluff, please consider donating via Buy Me a Coffee or by sponsoring the Kitty products from the Amazon wishlist. If you don't want to invest money but still would like to help, subscribing, liking, and commenting is also very valued as it helps me to maintain all the 8 of us at home. Alright, so where was I? So prep's done. Let's get to painting. First, I mixed some baking soda with Rust-Oleum paint in the color graphite and stippled it on the whole table to create texture. I do recommend using a brush that you aren't particularly fond of, as this process is pretty destructive on your brush. I very rarely throw away used brushes. They serve me well for adding texture, or applying paint stripper for that matter, or bleaching, or cleaning dust. Anyway, here is a close-up on the texture. It needs to dry overnight because, this is pretty thick, so you need to give it proper time to dry. And this is what it looks like when dry. As you can see, you've got very, very, very nice texture to work as a base. As the next step is super messy, I decided to do it in my patio so the cleaning wouldn't be such a pain. Quality control team is waiting patiently for me to bring all the supplies outside and to check if I've got everything. Bagheera. Bagheera. Have you tested everything? Now that everything has been approved by the quality team, I can get to work. But before you say anything, this is one of those trust the process finishes. But it's really easy. Look, I let my kids do most of the work. So first I spritz the table with a little bit of water, and my kids got different shades of gray, white, green, and even blue and burgundy. You pick a color and start dabbing. No specific pattern, as irregular as you can. After a short moment, you switch to another color, just not to to load the table with too much of one color. Then another, going back and forth, sometimes blending a bit. And when you're done, you take a water mister and you spray away to create more realistic and natural look. Start gently with the mister so you can get more aggressive if necessary. That helps a lot with blending as well. Get rid of the excess water and carry on with paint if you want. I added more mocha and old white on the top as I wanted a more light stone color. Almost like marble left outside for decades, if you get what I mean. And then, of course, more misting to uncover the colors from underneath and to make it look even more authentic. And then again, after using so much water, I left the table to dry overnight. One of the perks of living in the south of Spain is that summer lasts a lot longer to what I was used to back in Poland or in the UK. So although it was already October, I could go out and have a swim in an outdoor pool without freezing to death. Of course, after all their hard work, the kids needed to play too. No dobrze, dawaj. No dawaj. Dalej. After all well-deserved rest, I came back to my piece and protected it with a generous coat of Rust-Oleum clear wax. Y amigos, we can't forget about the importance of adding dirt to the table. I used black wax by Anislan, and here I'm using a small cheap and probably chip brush. I work in sections and clean the excess straight away to make my aging more, subtle. On this particular piece, I used the wax in all the nooks and crannies, but not on the flat surfaces. I was happy with the achieved colors and I didn't feel the need to age, the piece further than what it was already aged by using different colors of paint. So, amigos, what do you think about the process? Do you think it's easy? Leave me a comment below. And before I show you the final result, be as so kind and hit that subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot, especially as my son keeps the count of all of you for me. So now, the before and after. By the way, don't click out just yet. There's some more after the reveal. The before and after. How am I? How's everything on my end? I'm glad you asked. Well, not too much. The usual type of crazy. I'm working on my friend's nesting tables, but anytime I call a makeover easy, the universe proves me wrong. The good thing is that the fix is easy. It's a difficult fix. It's a very difficult fix. I'm also fixing water damage on a coffee table with an incredible emotional value. It's tedious, but I'm getting there. I'm building my first tabletop. It's a steep learning curve, but I enjoy every minute of it. Really, every minute. I'm fighting against not sticking primer and adapting some decor to my needs. And, well, that among others. I hope you liked today's makeover. And I'm awfully sorry I've been away for such a long time. But let me try to make it up to you a little bit. And let me just say that in 2 weeks' time, on the 28th of April, I'm participating not only in one, but in two amazing furniture challenges. The first one is the Unique Antique Challenge, hosted by the Crafty Creech DIY and co-hosting by The Asking Spot. And the number two is the literary trash challenge by the Flipping Drawers. I will link all the information in the description here below, so make sure you have a look at the channels of all these amazing furniture restorers and flippers. And I see you in 2 weeks' time. No, not once, twice. Bye.